Welcome back to CTV News Channel. Donald Trump's ongoing trade war against Canada front and center. Earlier this week at the G7 summit in Alberta, the Prime Minister and President Trump agreed to come up with some kind of a trade arrangement within 30 days. We don't know exactly what that may or may not mean, but today, a group known as the Border Mayors Alliance, it's a group of Canadian and American mayors holding talks in Florida. And that's where we'll go right now. Drew Dilkens is standing by. Drew is the mayor of Windsor, Ontario, a border town just across the river from Detroit, Michigan. Good to see you as always, Drew. Bring us up to speed on what's going on where you are at these meetings.
Yeah, well, we're in Tampa, Todd, at the U.S. Conference of Mayors meeting. So there's over 600 mayors from across the United States who are here meeting for their 93rd annual meeting that they've done for many, many years, 93 of them, in fact. And we're talking trade. We're talking trade. We're talking the impacts of trade, both in terms of direct economic impact. We're talking about tourism impact. We're talking about other irritants. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of friends and a lot of allies here. I've been apologized to more in the last couple days than I probably have been in the last 10 years. There's a lot of folks down here who are responsible for overseeing their communities and understand what's happening is just not right.
You mentioned a moment ago tourism, and I know that's been a big issue, particularly for, some of those New England states, Maine and Massachusetts, New York, but obviously also Florida, Drew, where you are. What are you hearing from the Americans?
Well, listen, they're scared down here. The potential impact, the estimated impact, Todd, is about $12.5 billion to the U.S. economy, and you're already seeing it playing out. And Canadians who are watching also know that most of us just don't want to go to the United States right now for travel or for any discretionary trips. And so that is playing out loud and clear. The mayors of these communities are feeling the impact of that, and they're trying to find ways to soften the messaging to make sure that they know Canadians are welcome to the United States. But we know that this is a larger issue than feeling welcome. This is an issue that we need to resolve nationally. I'm delighted that Prime Minister Carney sees a pathway in the next 30 days to find a resolution on the economic front with Donald Trump. And I think once that's done, that will certainly let a little bit of steam out of the valve and allow us to all, reassess what the impact will be to our own economies, but then get back to normal life, hopefully sooner rather than later.
One final thing, there's only so much that can be done realistically, given that it is the president that really calls the shots, as you know, Drew. So how much, sort of maneuverability or flexibility, do these mayors, including yourself, really have in trying to navigate this?
Well, listen, all politics is local. And people are feeling the pain here already. I'll tell you, the Uber driver that brought me from the airport to the hotel was originally born in Turkey. And when I said, "Oh, how's everything in Florida?" He said, "Since Donald Trump has come into power, everything's gone up." And I said, "Including your salary?" He said, "No, that's the only thing that hasn't gone up." So they're already feeling the impact. And it's estimated that this tariff impact, when fully executed, will add an additional $2,600 in expenses to the average family in the United States. So the fact that they're already feeling it, they will be delivering those messages to their local politicians who will ultimately be forced to speak up, to put their head up and say something has to change here. We're hoping it doesn't have to get that far down the road. But if it does, we've got a good bank of allies here at this Conference of Mayors that are willing and ready to assist us when needed.
Drew Dilkens is the mayor of Windsor, Ontario, a border town. He is currently in Florida meeting with a lot of American mayors talking about the trade war and the relationship between Canada and the U.S. Hey, Drew, great to see you. Thanks for taking a bit of time for CTV.
Thanks very much, Todd. Have a great day.
You as well.